Study skills for students. Discover your learning style. Episode 1. Let's have a look at some study skills for students that will provide you with everything you need in order to learn more effectively. Each person has different learning preferences and styles that benefit them. Some may find they even have a dominant learning style. Others may find that they prefer different learning styles in different circumstances. There is no right or wrong answer to which learning style or mix of learning styles is best for you. By discovering and better understanding your own learning styles, you can employ techniques that will improve the rate and quality of your learning. Even if you've never heard the term learning style before, it's likely you already have an idea of what your learning style is. You probably know if it's hard for you to learn by listening, but if you get your body up and moving around, things click instantly. Or maybe you love listening to audiobooks, but nothing seems to make sense when you sit down to read a paper book. What you're describing when you talk about yourself in this way is your learning style. This video will help you understand what each learning style is, as well as how teachers can alter their instructions to help students of each learning style. By discovering and better understanding your own learning styles, you can employ techniques that will improve the rate and quality of your learning. Understanding your learning style and that of those around you isn't only helpful in educational settings, it can also help you understand yourself and others in work, families, relationships, and other settings. With so many studies on learning styles, there are a lot of theories about how many learning styles there are and what each one should be called. One of the most influential studies found 4 learning styles: visual, auditory, reading, writing, and kinesthetics. The most widely accepted model of learning styles is called the VARK model, which stands for visual, oral or auditory, reading and writing, and kinesthetic. In brief, visual learners learn best by seeing. Auditory learners learn best by hearing. Reading or writing learners learn best by reading and writing. Kinesthetic learners learn best by moving and doing. It's very common for people to have one dominant learning style, but it is highly unlikely that any one person will strictly have one learning style. Most people use a combination of many. What is important is understanding your brain and the way you learn. Try not to get caught up in labels or classifying yourself or others. Let's learn more about visual learners. Do you ever remember taking a test in school and thinking, I don't remember the answer, but I remember I had it highlighted pink in my notes? Then you might be a visual learner. That's because visual learners remember and learn what they see the most. One of the many benefits of being a visual learner is that the human brain processes visual information much faster than plain text. Tips for visual learners: use colors, draw reasoning, use gestures, make use of posters, use graphs and charts, draw the text. Let's learn more about auditory learners. Do you sometimes talk to yourself when you're thinking really hard, studying, or trying to organize something? If that sounds like you, you're likely an auditory learner. Auditory learners learn best by hearing and carefully listening. Any form of listening or speaking is going to be the most efficient learning method for this category. Some popular methods include lectures, audiobooks, discussions, and verbal processing. Tips for auditory learners. Use audiobooks. Voice record your notes. Listen to seminars. Engage in debates. Read assignments out loud. Make use of text-to-speech programs. Record class lectures. Let's learn more about reading and writing learners. Do you tend to zone out when people are talking to you or you hear a lecture? Would you rather read the transcript or get the information from a book? Then you're probably a reading and writing learner. These learners learn best by reading and writing. These students learn best from books, lists, notes, journals, dictionaries, etc. Some things these students might do to intuitively help themselves learn are rewriting their notes using flashcards or adding notes to pictures. Tips for reading and writing learners. Rewrite information in your own words. Translate charts, diagrams, and graphs into words. Write down the main or key concepts and ideas. Write down the instructions for every step of any process or procedure. Study alone in a quiet area to avoid distractions. Let's learn more about kinesthetic learners. Are you the first one to get up and volunteer to demonstrate an experiment for everyone else? Do you need to actually change the oil rather than look at a diagram in order to learn how to do it? If so, it sounds like you're a kinesthetic learner. The root word kines means motion, and as such, a kinesthetic learner learns best by going through the motions or actually doing something. When they are actively moving their body and combining that with what they are learning, it is much easier for them to internalize the information. These students tend to shine in demonstrations and experiments. Even just combining a physical motion with a piece of information can help them. Tips for kinesthetic learners. Make use of props. Act it out. Work standing up. Approach topics creatively. Use role play. Use small movements to help focus. Remember, a learning style is only one explanation of a student's preferred way of learning. This style can change over time, and every student matches each style to differing degrees. No matter what facet of education you're coming from, you can benefit from understanding your own learning style and that of others around you.